Man, I am just on fire with these predictions this game. I've had like a bunch of them and they've come true. But, we'll get to that in a second. Last time we were still whipping up completely on the No Benefits Alliance of Chum Chum, PR Jat, and Prathy. And I had this whole attack sequence scheduled out here where I did all this fancy schmancy killing. But he just sent out 21 drillers and blocked me, and I was like, oh, that's awkward. I lose now. So that, I don't know, I've been making a lot of mistakes. You probably all saw that. But luckily I logged on, like, the tick that my general was going. I logged on right there, so I was able to cancel that and not lose him and make another horrible error. But I did lose a good bit. But I planned this genius joint attack here with Aberdolf Linkler. But you'll probably say, oh, Clonacy, he can just do the same thing where he intercepts your 27 drillers and assassin, and then all his shields will just make this guy's attack lose because the war hero's stupid. But you might think that, but you'd be wrong. Because this genius idea came. This is 3 drillers right here behind this sub of 37. And the reason he split that up is to negate 1 damage from the sentry. And the reason he did that was because that gives him 1 more shield than what would happen whenever he arrives. So splitting it like that saves him the 1 driller, and now the plan is foolproof and not going to fail. And he knows that, so he launches out. And he does come at me. They always launch out, especially Chum Chum. And so what I had to do was, I was like, hey brah, log on at 4:30 in the morning. It'll be great. It's what Subterfuge is all about. And he was like, sure, dude. And I was like, yes! So I got Aberdolf to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning to check Subterfuge, which is pretty hilarious. And in doing that, we were able to formulate this plan where he would kill all the incoming drillers, so Chum Chum never retook it, and then I would be able to come in and move out immediately with my specialists. But as we were doing all this, Z was over here. I was sort of antlining drillers to him now because he's the best source of killage, and he starts to really dive into PR Jet here. The last powerful member of their alliance, Chum Chum's fading here, as you can see. Where is this? Is too far ahead. Yeah, Chum Chum's fading. PR Wrath, he's giving his stuff to PR Jat because he knows he's fading. And Z really digs into him. Although PR Jat has 2 sentries and a bunch of drillers over there apparently, or something like that. So yeah, a bunch of drillers at McGuire, I think. So he can't go too much farther as far as I know, but it's still been a really successful campaign. I mentioned this to my brother. Here, let me do this. Okay, so like 121 drillers and a lieutenant go out of his sonar, and he loses bases from time to time, but ultimately ends up getting them back. And then they eventually rematerialize later as like 26 drillers and a lieutenant, which is like a loss of 100. And then, whoops, that's a spoiler alert. And then and then it comes back and it's just like, oh, you're super dead. But anyway, the plan worked. And so his queen flees out and I start to pursue. But my queen's like, hey, bruh, looks like you need a pirate raid about now. And I was like, yeah, dude. And so I did this and he got murdered. And he was dead. And I was happy about that. And so, as I launched this, what happened? I said the pirate's flavor text. Subs have no shields. One only need know how to find them. And I said that because of how much shield tanking he was doing to keep away from me with his security chief and all that other junk. And he was like, cancel it, you thief. Why would I cancel this? He's been extremely aggressive to me all game and clearly working with my enemies. And so I was just like, no, LOL. He was like, well, if you don't, I'm going to gift all my things to Purple. And I'm assuming he meant Sky, because Purple's my ally, and he didn't gift anything to Purple. But yeah, that was kind of funny. And he was like, I'll gift everything to Sky, and I said, I don't care. And he was like, okay. So he dies. He just died a second ago. Actually, it was like 10 minutes ago, which is like a second in subterfuge. And so, Linkler's gonna be taking these bases here. I'm starting my expansion immediately into PR Jet to help out Z as much as possible, and bringing in a bunch of resources. I already launched on him here at Oaktown a while ago. Launching up at Clark Rye. Hopefully we'll be able to pinch PR Jet. I don't think we'll get an elimination in on PR Jet or PR Wrathy, excuse me, in the next few days, just because we don't have enough power up there. Our power is focused where Jet is, but we should be able to take a nice chunk out of him in the next few days. I'll also mention that this smuggler gifted way back here to Kai-chan is still there, and I'm seriously assuming that's the same smuggler because these guys are these guys, and so that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, that's what's happening. We're doing really well. Chum Chum dying was my prediction, and that prediction did end up coming true, so I was very proud of myself. So I was able to hire that pirate. He could have saved himself by splitting up the queen and princess, but he did not, so he got killed. And it was kind of funny. And so now I'm gloating at their alliance because they were like, oh, we're not going to eliminate you if you join us. That was like their benefit, quote unquote. And I pretty much said, well, I'm not eliminated now, and there goes your first member. But yeah, so we're going to keep going, and I have a lot of confidence in our ability to win. But next time, I expect PR Jat will be a lot smaller, and me and Z will be super strong. I'll see you guys then.